Hello, my name is Trilby, and I'm here to guide you through a short and sweet core series designed to command the breath and to feel really grounded and connected from the inside out. So we'll come onto our backs here. You can take the legs as wide as the mat, knocking the knees into touch, and then melting the spine all the way down. And then you're welcome to take hands to your body. You can take them down by your sides or reach the arms overhead, grasping for opposite elbows, and then let the arms get heavy into the floor. And then taking a few breaths here, in and out through the nose if that feels comfortable. Feel the shoulder blades pressing heavy into the floor. Noticing all areas of contact, the heels, the sacrum. And right away, witness the breath begin to slow, feeling the navel rise and fall. Allowing the eyes to close if that feels good. And then allow a softness to wash over you here. So getting a hold of that deep diaphragmatic breath before we get into any movement. And starting to feel a sensation of calm wash over you. Every exhale, a slight tug of navel to spine. And then all together, we'll take a full big breath in through the nose. And then out the mouth, side out. And from here, extend the legs and arms long into a big X shape. So really taking up as much space as you can here. Feel the limbs get heavy. Let the toes just turn out softly. Gather the arms and legs nice and long, taking a full body stretch, big breath in. And then exhale, interlace the fingers, lift the skull and make a little cradle for the head, elbows nice and wide to the sides. And then slide the feet in, bending at the knees, taking the feet about hip distance apart here and just adjust yourself so you feel the natural curvature of your spine. On the exhale, begin to curl up nice and slow, peeling the shoulder blades off of the ground. And then inhale, lowering all the way back down. So just ride your breath here, moving nice and slow. Doesn't matter how high you lift, focusing more on the grounding, the feeling of the tugging of the navel to spine, scooping through the lower abs. And you're welcome to close the eyes here. Keeping the collarbones nice and wide. And then feel the back melting, peeling all the way up. And then melting all the way back down. So a couple more, nice and slow. Just starting to feel that heat build behind the navel. And then you'll notice as you mobilize the spine, you'll get a little bit higher every time, maybe. And then feel the heels heavy here. The toes are soft. So checking in on the lower half. All of the effort contained in your upper half. We'll take two more nice big curls here. And then on your next curl, lifting up at the top and holding here. So you're welcome to lower the head at any point. Turning this into a little march. We'll take the right leg up to hip height and then slowly tapping down side to side here. So keeping that heart open, keeping the gaze soft. Sometimes when we're focusing, we start to hold the breath a little bit here. So see if the breath can deepen, exhaling with the effort, slowly placing that foot down. Couple more marches here, armpits open. Beautiful. Moving really mindfully here, noticing all of the subtleties. So we can think of our abdominals here as our circuit breaker of the entire system. By engaging the abdominals, we allow ourselves to lift the limbs up and down. Couple more marches. If you want to add a little bit of fire, you can add in the upper body. So curling as you bring that leg up and then melting down as you lower. So synchronizing upper and lower half. And again, making that curl as big or small as you like here. We just want to feel a subtle gathering, hugging of the lower abs here. Couple more, up, up, up and down. Relaxing the brow. Ungrip the jaw, the teeth, the tongue, and the next time you lift the leg, hold and pause. We'll melt the low back into the earth, bringing the other leg up into tabletop. Lower the head down if that feels good, or keep the curl. Tap the right toes down to the earth and then glide it back up. So exhale to tap, inhale to bring it back in. And the farther away you tap those toes, the more effort you're going to feel. So you might start to feel some humming, some buzzing, a little bit of turbulence. That's normal. That's energy. That means that you are building stamina. You're holding yourself, keeping that low back nice and heavy into the earth, a melting quality in that sacrum. Gentle, gentle toe taps. I like to image I'm like tapping my toes in a little puddle of water. Really, really tender, keeping that cradle of the head, keeping the neck long. And then again, same thing here. You can lower the head or ramp it up and add in the upper body. So lowering everything down and then gathering everything in. And then moving at your own pace here, finding a little flow. You might start to feel that you can lift a little higher now that you're warming up. Maybe reaching those toes a little bit further away from you. And then let the neck and the chin be long here. So we're not crunching. It's more of a lift of the chest up to the sky with every single curl. We'll take about 4 more here and then we'll meet in that tabletop shape. Take 2 more all the way up. And then last one, holding at the top, final piece here, extending that right leg nice and long, squeeze the quad, and then glide it back in. Again, lowering the head if that feels better for the neck. As you extend this leg, really feel the low back melting, plugging, buttoning into the mat beneath you, reaching, extending, finding that length behind the kneecap. And same here, you can add the upper body, creating a little bit more heat, involving the curl, synchronizing with the legs, or hold that curl. It's like you're sending a lightning bolt through the big toe of each foot. Couple more here, starting to really feel that heat, that connection, turning on that circuit breaker one more time each way. Shoo. Last one. And then we'll add in rotation here. So twisting to the left, tap the right toes, coming to center. So back into these toe taps now, finding rotation. So we're getting into the side waist, the obliques here. Try to keep the shoulder blades lifted even as you're melting through center. So it's like a little massage for your middle back. And if this is feeling good and you want to challenge yourself a little more, turn it into a full bicycle. So back into that extended leg, finding rotation, rinsing out the spine, feeling the ribs wrapping around. Couple more here. Nice slow exhales. Inhaling back to center. And then again, a little check-in, any tension lingering in the face, the shoulders, the jaw. Try to let that go. Send that energy into your abdominals. We'll take 4 more here, maybe lifting a little higher. Drawing opposite shoulder towards opposite knee. 2 more. And last one, let it all go. Melting down, hug the knees in, and rocking a little side to side. So contrasting all of that effort with a moment to release, to recalibrate. Just observe your breath, observe your heartbeat, feeling that warmth, that fire, nice and stoked now. And then final piece here, we'll take the hands behind the thighs, rock and roll using the strength of your core 2 or 3 times up and down the length of your spine. It can be a little playful. And then on your third, we'll lift ourselves all the way up, planting the feet into the floor, and then wiggle a little so you feel that connection of sit bones into the earth. Reaching the arms nice and long. Begin to roll off the sit bones just to a sweet spot where you feel a little bit of effort, like a scooping through the front of the body. Begin to lift the arms all the way up to your ears and then glide them back down. We'll do that 3 more times. So every time the arms lift up, think about closing the ribs in towards your spine. So there's this scooping sensation. Taking 1 more tall through the crown. And then coming back to center, take your right arm, twist and reach way behind you, take your vision with you, and then glide it forward, and then take it to the other side. So really graceful through the arms, chill through the legs, and then all of that effort in the container that is your abdominals to hold you in this rather precarious shape. Last one like that. Then we'll change it up a little bit here, pulling the elbow in towards the ribs so it's a little bit more effortful, coming up nice and tall, scooping, diving down, lifting back up. Just 2 more like this. Shh. And then playing with your edges. Shh. Lifting nice and tall. Final piece here. Take that arm, sweep it all the way back, lifting, gathering up and overhead, draping over the thighs, and then other arm glides you back. So it's like you're swimming through maybe your favorite body of water, letting it be soft, freeing for that shoulder, but again, still held by the abdominals. This blend of fire and water, grace and effort should feel pretty nice for the spine, keeping the heels heavy into the earth. One more time, all the way up, back and around, and then we'll roll ourselves up here again, getting tall, rolling off the sit bones. Start to draw figure 8 with your upper body here. So nice and simple, twisting and turning, feeling that familiar rotation, just like when we were in that bicycle. Now there's a bit more lubrication for the ribs here, and then you can stay right where you are, keep scooping through the lower abs, or if you want to finish with a bit of crescendo, lift the legs up to tabletop, balancing on the sit bones, and then take a few more here. Maybe taking it a little bigger, a bit more expressive, feeling all parts of the core lighting up here, front and sides. Last 4, breathing, 3, heart open for 2, and 1. Coming back to center, melt over the thighs, drape the skull, let that go. Take a breath into the space between your shoulder blades, and then clear the heat out. And start to ripple up through your spine, chin to chest, slowly stacking 1 joint at a time. And then once you arrive nice and tall, you can cross your legs, you can come to kneel, do whatever feels comfortable for your body, and then make contact with yourself, hands to thighs, perhaps closing the eyes here or finding a watery gaze. And allow yourself to receive all of the benefits of your efforts, feeling more open, available, grounded, connected. And we'll take a final full breath in and clear it out. You can open the eyes back up. Thank you so much for joining me, and we'll see you next time.